live?
Hey,
okay,
Cruz,
okay.
man, we not live.
Yeah. We gotta
be live.
We gotta rectify that. Not unless he tell me he's gonna kick on.
Oh, now you live.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Now we live.
All right, we are officially live on Facebook. Have no fear, we are here. Damon K. Jones. Well, I just want to say one thing I was watching today. I was watching Meet the Press. And I really found it interesting. Like the conversation today was about President Donald Trump and how he was calling the investigation against him illegitimate. And I couldn't help but to reflect on hearing something similar to that on the local level. Because as we know, Malvern and Mayor Thomas legal team is trying to prove that the Attorney General office does not have the authority to investigate him and that their investigation is illegitimate. So it's just like, it's funny, we're playing it out, and it's like it's playing out on a national level and on a local level at the same time. It's almost parallel. We keep saying that, and it just keeps proving us right. Every time I watch the news, I keep seeing this parallel thing. And it's funny, in the argument for Donald Trump talking about how the AG's office is illegitimate, and they had former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani on there. And why, as an example, did somebody feel in there that it was to defend themselves? They quoted Nixon. When the president does it, it's not illegal. Like, is that where we're going? Like, if you're trying to prove a point and your point is Nixon, you understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, I just found that kind of funny. Like, so I just wanted to I had to bring that out. I had to make sure I brought that up. But there might be, you know what, Damon? There might be a gold star, a feather for Richard Thomas if he gets convicted, because Trump seems to be pardoning everybody for convicting. No, pardoning everybody for convicting that's getting convicted of campaign finance. They just showed the list of that today too. All those people was all okay. So maybe Spezio can reach out to Trump, and if Richard get convicted, Trump can pardon him too.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, I know
you know, we try to look at the good
Trump
stuff.
said he was going to pardon himself today.
Yeah. He also said that. He said the investigation is illegal, and he said a whole bunch of stuff. So, you know, you can always count on Trump. And like Richard Thomas, you can always count on Trump. They both need their own news media outlet because they generate so much press. They could have their own network by themselves.
I think it's very unique to see the parallels between the Thomas administration and the Trump administration, you know, in dealing with the press, in dealing with investigations, in dealing with destabilizing the justice system. I mean, you have a president that's actually destabilizing the FBI, the CIA, the criminal investigation branch of the United States of America. You know, no different than you have, you know, Mount Vernon that has its criminal justice system has been destabilized. You know, it has been destabilized when law enforcement allows civilians to tear down private property.
Absolutely.
You know, I think it's appalling. You know, I think it's appalling that a city that has black law enforcement and that we play a role in these shenanigans. You know, and
the black law enforcement
wait,
the black law enforcement, it was black officers who prevented Kayla Tennis from entering the premises as they was dismantling the bubble above his tennis thing at 1 something in the morning. It was the black officers who were, and I went out there because I got a call and somebody asked me and they said, yo, I'm coming to pick you up. You should go over here. So I went out there like 1 something in the morning after they was gone by the time I got there. And yo, to look this man in the face, and he told me, what do you do and who do you go to?
That was my question.
When it's the police that are protecting those who are violating you. And I looked like, yo, I really had no answer for the dude. Like, who do you go to when the police are protecting those violating you?
Who
Who
do
do you
you
complain to?
No,
Who do
he
you go
goes.
to now,
He
though?
calls the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Let's not forget
Well,
there
no,
is
I
an
thought-
ongoing investigation. See, this is the craziness, right? This is the craziness, and I said it before, and I say it again, right? You are a law enforcement professional. You have sworn by the Constitution of New York State. You're a sworn law enforcement professional. You're held to different standards. You have a right to refuse an unlawful order.
Now
You're
say
gonna
that again.
put
Explain that to the people who don't understand what you're saying.
Well,
Break that down.
You're sworn. You have a certificate as a peace officer of New York State when you graduate the academy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what rank you are, right? Doesn't matter what rank, all the way up to underneath commissioner, right? If you have to take a test to receive the rank, then you are held accountable. Even commissioners are held accountable, right? So you are
legal commissioners,
right? You are no. Spezio's going to find out he's going to be held accountable too. But what the whole thing is that you have a right to refuse an unlawful order. Taking these orders, you are going to be held accountable for them. You're going to be held accountable. Commissioner Harris is going to have issues because he's going to have to answer to all these issues and violations and questionable conduct that's going on in his police department because he has been acting police commissioner and he is police commissioner. And this is just real talk, man. This is not bashing the police. So when y'all Negroes listen to what I'm talking about and you get mad, this is just real talk. This is just real legal talk. Richie will not be around forever. Listen to what I'm saying. He's not going to be around forever. And people going to be held accountable for their actions.
You got somebody co-signing you, former Mount Vernon police officer John Jones, and he says exactly the same. No officer is required to obey an unlawful order. In fact, the officer is not obligated to follow those orders.
Right. Now, and I get it. I get it. The code word in Mount Vernon, well, it's my job. I don't want to lose my paycheck. That's the code word, but you have to have something what's called integrity. Right? And to make those type of decisions. Because look, I'd rather have integrity than go to jail. Because some of y'all are going to be looking at jail time.
Then you lose your job anyway.
Right. You're going to lose your job anyway and you're going to lose your pension. So the whole thing is this is what pill you want to swallow.
The red one or the green one.
And I'm not saying, and I'm not attacking the police officers, but you know what? Let's take it to another level. I'm going to take it to another level. Mount Vernon is the only police department that have black people, right? People of color that go up the rank all the way up to commissioner, right?
And all 43 municipalities, including the county. Yeah.
Right. Other than corrections. Let's take corrections out of it. Right? So when you sit in the meeting, as I sat in the meeting, and they ask, where can I find a person of color to lead the Westchester County Public Safety? Right? Can't look at Mount Vernon. You can. You should be able to look at Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon should be the nucleus of producing black law enforcement professionals when they need those black law enforcement professionals to fill the positions throughout the county and in New York State. Mount Vernon should be that culture, that nurturing ground, right? Because y'all are some of the best trained officers because you deal in you experience more than any other police department outside of Yonkers.
Because I've heard that for 2 years in Mount Vernon, 2 years of cop in Mount Vernon has more experience than 5 years or better in any other municipality because of the amount of crime they have to deal with.
Exactly. And I had conversations with Monty Long, who was the former deputy police commissioner of public safety, former deputy commissioner Belfour, who was the Westchester County Public Safety. Even Monty Long, when he was a commander in the Bronx, they had mad respect for Mount Vernon because they said it was like another precinct. It was like dealing with another New York City precinct, the radio calls, the language, and how the police responded. So you have the respect and you have the knowledge. But guess what? You're blowing that shit all away. You're
sounds
blowing
like
it
the
all
mob.
away. Yeah, well,
Really?
I mean, it's organized crime.
We got a lot of listeners tuned in, and we have a guest coming on later, Troy Youngblood, and he's already got people saying, "Hey, Troy," before he even hit the screen. We got Uncle Frank Trulio Jr. is on the check-in. John R. Jones, former Mount Vernon police officer, we already quoted him. Library Trustee President Oscar Davis Jr., Mount Vernon. Javon Box Hill, who I will go on record to say should be the next controller and should be the current controller.
Exactly.
We have Brenda L. Crump, of course, as always. Johnny Brower. We have what's up, cousin? I don't know how to pronounce your Facebook.
Khalil?
No, under Johnny Brower. I don't know how to pronounce his Facebook name, Achination Era, but what's up, cousin? I'll just say that you know who I'm talking about. We got White Plains. We got White Plains City Councilwoman Nadine Hunt Robinson. We have Donna Jackson, Ed Reeves. Got my partner in rhyme, William Taylor, MCB Love, JVC Force in the house. We got Colleen Frazier, Alita Johnson, Louise Cherico. Hey fellas, I'm glad to be able to tune in early today. Oscar Davis said, "Greetings, family." We have who else? Let me scroll down. Brooke Jones said, "Greetings."
Hey, what's up, Queen?
We got Atif Khalif said, "What's up, D? What's up, D?"
Yo, what's up?
We got Judge Adrian Armstrong, Mount Vernon City Court Judge. Oh, and I owe you an apology, Judge Armstrong. You gave me an article to submit for the June issue. We were so full. I got so many submissions I was not able to get it in, but if you don't mind, I will definitely put it in the July issue. So, and I do have copies at the station.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, police station, the courthouse. There's copies right there already if there's any left. Or you go around the corner to the hospital. There's some copies there. Got Alan Glover tuned in from Vegas.
Yo, what's up, Alan?
We got who else? Rick Coden. Cowden. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. And I believe that's it. And we got Cynthia Turnquest Jones and Marvin Church that just joined the conversation. That just joined in. See if there's anybody else. I believe I got everybody. Is that AJ? Yes, this is AJ talking. Yes, it is. Shout out to all listening. Shout out to all who will be listening. This is real talk for the community, unapologetically. We unapologetically deliver the news to communities of color in Westchester and the surrounding areas. And we don't just take care. You know what? And, before I get started, before I go further, for all those people who be down in my partner and saying nobody pays him no attention or he doesn't know what he's talking about. Why I get a clip from a Charlotte, North Carolina news station with Damon quoting him. Quoting Damon.
Oh, really?
K. Jones.
That's great, man.
For blacks in law enforcement, there's a city councilwoman down there catching some heat or something, and because she spoke up, she spoke up to
she said
police brutality.
What she actually said was, police are terrorizing the black community. That United States have their own terrorists, and when it comes to black people, it's the police. And big shout out to her for saying that, for standing up on that. And then when they questioned her on that, what made us address it as a black law enforcement organization, she said, check the history of law enforcement and black people, and you'll see why. So we reached out to Twitter, and we announced our support of her because the history is correct. If you understand the history with law enforcement in the black community through from slavery and beyond, you will understand why people will say that the police have terrorized black people throughout the United States because it's written in the history of the United States. So, we supported her, and a news station that called me a couple of days ago and asked some questions. and then that was it. I never heard anything from it. But AJ has all type of what they call them, alerts and all.
Yeah, I got Google alerts, man.
So
anything come up on anybody that's.
So I'm glad they. I'm glad they. I'm glad they actually aired it. You know, I'm glad they actually aired it, and I'm hoping. I reached out to Anthony Mitchell, who's out there in Charlotte.
Shout out to Old School Mitchell.
Gave him her information and told Mitch he needs to, introduce himself. And if she's doing any type of forums, they need to hear from black law enforcement. You know, a lot of times our voice is silent. You know. Oh, and also the wives of the police officers did a little protest at the city council meeting.
In Charlotte?
In Charlotte, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So, and she's standing by her position, and I give her a lot of credit, because she's forcing conversation.
Well,
sometimes when you force conversation, it's a bitter pill to swallow for some people.
Absolutely. I just want to give her a round of applause, and I want to share this round of applause with my partner, Damon K. Jones, for speaking up.
And make sure you send me that clip, man.
No doubt.
I never seen it yet.
No doubt. And the chief, Khalil said, Damon is underrated. and Louise gave the clapping motion and the clapping symbols on here for you too. But I'm just saying, even with Black Westchester, a lot of people see Black Westchester thinking that we just do Westchester. We cover the black community. We covered the uprising in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? And that went viral. We were there in Brooklyn at Eric Gardner's funeral.
Eric Sermon.
I've been listening to a whole lot of hip hop. Shout out to Kenneth Plumbers, tune in. Kenyatta Thomas, Rabab. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Sorry.
Hey, Rabab.
You know who I'm talking. And Stephen Lewis from Atlantic Star. I think they're down there they're in South Carolina. I know I've seen them on Facebook. They're somewhere in the Carolinas performing this weekend.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And Cynthia.
I said Cynthia. Shout out to Cynthia. Our police officer wives. Oh, he said all police officer wives are afraid to speak. That's what Atifa says. The police officer wives up here are afraid to speak.
Well, I don't know. Well, down there, man,
it's a different climate.
It's a different.
Living in the South, I lived in the South. If you don't know the South is not like New York.
No, they don't play. And I'd have probably been lynched a long time ago. I've been swinging from a tree years ago.
Oh, Jesus.
No, sir. And while you joke, in Atlanta, at one of their biggest parks, a black person was hung from a tree within the last 2-3 years.
Well, they just found.
You know what I'm saying? So
found a black girl.
We're not talking about decades.
They just found a black girl hanging from a tree in one of these southern cities just last week, and they're talking about no foul play. She's hanging from a damn tree.
Wow.
She's hanging from a tree. But there's no foul play. Are you kidding me? So, look what they just did to this other guy. He was killed by police, right? Closing his garage door. Someone calls. He's going into the house. The usual call black folks get, suspicious person, possible. And he closed the garage door. These cops fired through the garage door, killed him. One bullet shot him in the head.
Wow.
The jury settled for $4 to the family.
Oh, that's sick.
$4. It's amazing, man. It's truly amazing.
So Brenda has jumped the gun. Hold on real quick. Who's this? I don't know how to pronounce the first name. The middle name is Marie, and the last name is Scott. Maeve Marie Scott.
Yeah, that's Barry McGui's sister.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, welcome.
Speaking of Barry McGuy, Fire Union President Barry McGuy will be on the Black Westchester Power Hour radio show on WVOX tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. You want to catch that. He will be talking about the layoffs, all that's going on in Yonkers. And I think he got a couple of choice words for Mayor Mayor Spano. And we were about to address Mayor Spano. Aren't we about to address Mayor Spano?
Yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I got time. Okay, let me call. I called Spano's office when he announced that he was running for Senate, and then they booked him. Then he unannounced. So I called just to make sure he was still coming, and they said, oh, he's going to be out of town that day because it wasn't necessary for him to come anymore after that, I guess. So I called one other time to ask him to come, and they ignored it. I'm going to call him, and he's not going to come, but let's do a weekly countdown. It'll be 1 week without the mayor, 2 weeks without the mayor, 3 weeks without the mayor. Let's see how many weeks it'll take.
We're going
to
to call it Spano Watch.
Let's call Spano Watch. Spano Watch. Every week we.
I'm going to create a logo for that.
Yo, well, you know, but you want, and I want to
see
say
how many weeks it'll take for him to come.
And I want to say this: we've had elected officials.
We're not going to hurt you, Mike. By the way,
throughout the county, Peekskill, Osnan, county executives, deputy county executives, county legislators,
even Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. Well, we're from
Osnan, White Plains, Greenberg.
But it's ironic the mayor in the city where we record the radio show has never, in the 4 years, going on 4 years in August, has never accepted an invitation.
And we have city council members from the same city come on the show.
Right. And county legislators.
Right.
County and state senators.
Right. But I'm saying has never shown up. And you would think that you want to come to a show that's in your town that deals with the issues.
Yeah.
And we've invited him several times over 4 years. And we've had the New Rochelle mayor. We've had everybody on here from throughout the county. And Spano has not been here yet. So I think it's a good idea. Did you call him every week? And we're going to see how many weeks it take if he come to the show.
And by the way, we don't want to bring him in here to strangle him or anything.
No.
You know what I mean? Hey, come on.
Listen, people have come on the show, regardless of what
Republicans have come on the show.
Republicans have come on the show and had a great time.
And said, wow, they told me not to come, but I don't know why. This is a great show.
Hey, listen. Come on the show.
Brooke Jones said, why are they so afraid?
Yeah, we don't understand why. I don't understand why they're afraid. But with further ado, I think we need to get.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Brenda jumped the gun.
Brenda jumped the gun.
Yes,
Brenda jumped the gun.
She on one of our next topics. She's already posted.
What the hell did she post when we didn't even talk about it?
She said, Brenda said, "Have y'all seen this? Mount Vernon City Councilman Marcus Griffin, 1 a.m. conversation with the Mount Vernon police officers at the tennis court." Oh, she taped it?
Okay, well, that's great. I mean, look, I made a post today on my personal page because I saw another post. Let me go to this other post first. It was on Mount Vernon WTF.
What the okay.
Yeah, very interesting page. It was on Mount Vernon WTF, right? So it was very interesting because people on the page actually, I don't see it anymore. Oh, right. But so it was a screenshot of it was a screenshot. It was a screenshot of what the hell's going on with the screen? Look crazy, man. Me, you, everybody up in there.
Oh, I don't know this.
It was a screen.
You know why? Because he got this thing that's like a fader, like a turntable.
Oh,
all right. And it was in the middle. It was in the middle.
Then stop doing mixes, man.
It was going. So it was
stop doing TV
pitches.
mixes.
Yeah.
So it says that and I thought it was interesting, and I didn't say anything. It says that it's Marcus Griffith. He says, "Why won't the press show my full interview on TV? I'll accept the invitation for an in-depth 1 hour interview, but only shown it's in the entirety."
Who's gonna do that? Nobody. Not even the governor's got an hour.
Well, there was one place that he could have gotten at.
Well,
I'm
look,
just saying.
look. Here we go. So, in that one, I didn't really say much. I just looked, but the post said it enough. You know, question basically, what the hell are they going to give you a 1 hour interview for, right? When you basically been silent.
Somebody named Bobby Lee said the crybaby meme needs to be here.
Right.
I
So
was like, damn.
So basically, right. So then, you know, today, you know, I saw this post, and it struck me because he goes into how the city's going to be bankrupt. He you know, he defends, you know, Kayla tennis, which all right, fine, cool, right? What happened to the tennis court in Mount Vernon? It was horrible, you know, and it's just going to cause more problems. I get that, you know, I get all that, but here's my problem with this. Marcus came on this show almost 2 years ago, and he talked about how powerful the city charter was, and how the city council was the checks and balances to the mayor, no matter what mayor that's in office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Richie gets in office, and he totally decimates the charter, decimates the power of the city council, right? Makes fools of them in court, and in the process of that, when Marcus himself was the city council president, and then people came with legit grievances, a lot of them was dismissed because of the fact that he felt that those who were bringing grievances, well, you supported Mayor Thomas, so why would I even bother? You need to suffer because you supported him.
Or you deserve what you get.
Or you deserve what you get. Now, let's be honest, because those were the statements, or those, you know, and I'm paraphrasing what was said behind closed doors, because people talk. Like, you know, the city's only 4 by 4 square miles. People talk. You know, and, you know, even for Lisa Copa, I don't like Mount Vernon business being out there, yada, yada, yada. But now everybody's on Facebook, you know, with this political rhetoric, or Mount Vernon's going to go bankrupt, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it's going to go bankrupt.
Why weren't they saying nothing before the indictment?
Thank you. So it was going to go bankrupt when Richie swore in office. It was heading towards bankrupts. There was lawsuits away from bankrupts. But the problem is, like, what have the city council done, right? If the charter is defective, if we all know the charter is damn defective, right? What are they doing to correct it, so we won't have another Richard Thomas, a runaway mayor? What are they doing? When are they going to update the charter? How do you have a city council that they don't have subpoena power? They just able to give subpoenas, but nobody has to pay attention to them. When are you going to correct that? When are you going to do the things that it will enable you to be the checks and balances that you claimed on this radio show? Right? Now, Johanna Edwards, you know, all due respect to my brother Johanna, the last time when I went off on the city council, he texted me. I don't know, my phone is buzzing now. I don't know if that's him texting me again. Right? He says, oh, my brother, you can't. And I told him he could come on the show. That's what I'm telling Marcus. You could come on the show. See, because these questions have to answer. Richard Thomas didn't go the wrong way by himself. The whole city allowed him to do that, with nobody being responsible. That's including the elected officials. That's including the Democratic Party. That's including Reggie Lafayette. That's including the pastors. And I have love for all y'all. But guess what? Richard Thomas and his issues, Joe Spezio, they wouldn't be able to do what they did if the city didn't allow them to do it. Let's just have honest conversation. Because as long as your backyard wasn't affected, you didn't really go out for anybody else. You know, Sam got his car blown up. That's serious shit. But people dismiss it because it was Sam. My wife gets harassed and illegally suspended, but people dismiss it because it's me. Right? Then you would think that what's the brother from the Future Society?
Larry Fair.
Well, you think when it happens to Larry Fair, right? That people will rally around. They didn't do nothing to help Larry.
Well, two things I want to say real quick. So again, Larry Fair has just got, the judge has just ruled that there is enough evidence for his case against the city to proceed to court. And two, I wanted to answer a question. Shay Thomas asked, has Mayor Ritchie been found guilty? He has not been found guilty. We have to say he's innocent before proven guilty, until proven guilty, but he has been arrested, arraigned,
and indicted.
And indicted by a grand jury.
Exactly. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about criminal charges, right? It's about community responsibility and accountability. That's what it's about. It's not even. I don't even care. You know what? I don't even care about the criminal charges. It's about community responsibility and accountability, because we are a black city, and if we don't understand our responsibility and we continue to allow this goddamn coonishness and this foolishness to go on while a black city is going to hell, straight up going to hell. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. The city's 4 by 4 square miles. And it's one of the most poorest cities in the county. Port Chester's even getting their shit together. We can't even build a goddamn field. 3 mayors can't build a field. They done built Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium. They built a goddamn bridge before we could build a track.
Ooh.
Think about that.
Yeah, I lost a bet on that one.
Think about that. Let's think about it as black people, man.
True.
How does that make us look? How does that make us look? That they could build a bridge before we could build a goddamn track? Come on, man. Come on. And we sit around and allow this shit to happen.
Is the county going to take it over?
I hope they do take it over, because then something could get done.
Officially, and I want to give credit where credit is due in this situation. So the city council actually had a special city council meeting, and they adopted a resolution to transfer the renovation of Memorial Field to the county from Mount Vernon. But then Mayor Richard Thomas, also put out a statement an hour later saying that he will, of course, he will veto and ignore the resolution and continue to move Mount Vernon forward.
But he hasn't done it yet, right?
No, he has 10 days.
Okay.
And George Latimer put out a statement that he will be glad to make sure, son of the city, take over the renovation and make sure that Memorial Field gets done, which is something close to his heart because he grew up here too. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of memories in Memorial Field. So, but the issue is they will not release any more money to the city when they've already released, what was it, $3 million?
$3 million.
And there hasn't been a full accounting on where that money went to. And part of that $3 million was for actually the demolition of the stands and all that stuff. That was part of that money. That money was never used for that. Now
or accounted for.
Right, and there's supposedly an additional $700,000 that the county's asking for back. Or
no, they want
the
money back. They want the remainder of the $700,000. They want it back, right? And rightfully so. And we have nobody else to blame but ourselves. And the county should take the park. The county should take the park over so it could be built. It could literally be built. Cynthia says, I heard this before, and I will keep saying it until we get it. I will keep saying it until we get it, because clearly we haven't gotten it because nothing has changed.
It's a shame that the conversation that we had on this show in 2014, it's a shame that you have to hear it again because it's the same situation.
It's
4
the same.
Years later.
And then, you know what? And this is not. Look, Richie is not the cause. He's the effect. The cause is a dysfunctional political process of a city.
Okay, and wait. Cynthia, to be clear, we're talking about what the county legislator said, and we're talking about $3 million that came from the county. We're not talking about additional monies that were given to Clinton and Davis and all that. We're talking about the money that
there wasn't no additional money.
But I'm saying specifically, we're talking about the county pledged 9-point-something million. They gave $3 million so far. You know what I'm saying? And they are not happy what happened with the $3 million, and they can't find an accounting of what happened with the $3 million, and they refuse to release any more money to the city of Mount Vernon. But they'll take it over and spend all that money and fully renovate it and take over the renovation. And
right.
and I can't say, I don't know.
No.
Now, what we need to look at, well, I guess what your question is, who will control it after the renovation? Because it says adopt the renovation, not take over the park permanently. I would like clarification on that part. But I mean, that's just neither here nor there.
Well,
but the renovation part.
Here's where people fail to realize, right?
They have never
the $9 million
that Clinton or Mayor Clinton got.
That Mayor Clinton, it's not Mount Vernon's money, right? It's the rest of the Westchester County taxpayers' money. Now, with this program, other cities, right, have gotten money, right, under this program, and they have fulfilled their obligations to whatever park or whatever they got the money to build, to beautify their city, or do whatever they needed to do with their city. They have finished their projects. They've done it. We have went to 3 mayors, right? And we still haven't did it. Now, let's be clear. To move from the project that was approved by the county and the city, which they have the memorandum of understanding, right? Then you change it, right? You new mayor comes in, he says fuck that and changes it, and the city council, right? And the city council supports it. The present mayor that's arguing a 8-track, so he wants to knock down the 2 tennis courts, right? That him as city councilman Richard Thomas agreed to build. Let's talk. See, here's the bullshit, the hypocrisy of the politics that we're dealing with. So we got it on tape. We could play it. We could play it if we have to, because we got it on tape. When Mayor Richard Thomas called in, and we had former Mayor Ernie Davis on the radio show, and I asked him, why did you vote for the project? And he said, because that's just what we do in Mount Vernon. Without reading the details. Because his excuse was,
well, he said, quote him exactly, he said, the question was asked to him, why did you vote for it if you hadn't seen, because he said he didn't know everything, he didn't see all the whatever. Why did you vote for it then? He said because he went on the onus that Mayor Davis promised to give, you vote now, I'll give you the paperwork at the end of the week. No, if you don't know the whole picture, why vote for it?
Then, right.
Why not recuse yourself?
Well, recluse yourself or push the vote back until you get the proper paperwork. But he was clear. See, in the other BS, because people came, because the only person that was really downright arguing against the project at that time was Deborah Reynolds.
Right.
It seems like back then he was having people telling him what to do, huh?
Well, he was doing what he had to do for himself. You understand? But let's not act like, oh, we're going to build an 8-lane track. You ain't give a shit about an 8-lane track.
The track is not there?
No, ain't no track.
I went to the town hall meeting where he promised that there was going to be a track. It should have been there like 6 months ago.
There's not going to be a track, because unless they get money from somewhere else, the county is not giving up the remainder of the money.
Mm-hmm.
So just for everybody paying attention, in the comment section, I've posted the link to Marcus Griffin's appearance so you could actually watch that show and hear what he had to say. And I am currently posting the link to Ernie Davis' appearance where Richard Thomas called in, and you can hear the exchange for yourself. And so we're not just making this up. Like, he actually
You have to go to
this.
1 hour and 52 minutes into the show.
Okay. All right, so
You post the link 1 hour and 52 minutes into the show where he says that he voted for the project.
and I also have foiled it, and I have a copy of the vote. So, I mean, like, I can show you the vote. Maybe we'll scan that and put that on Black Westchester one day.
Look, for all fair and honesty, anybody, the council is welcome to come on the show. Marcus, you're welcome to come on the show. Because you know what? We have to have conversations about it. You are an elected official. You're looking for TV time. We'll give you the whole 2 hours. You ain't got to worry about going on News 12. You ain't got to worry about. We'll give you the whole 2 hours to come on this show.
Uninterrupted, no commercials.
We ain't got no commercials or nothing on this show. But you could come on this show. We're looking for. Since you want to post on Facebook that you're what was it? You're offering. We accept. We accept. Right? Reach out to AJ, myself, Lorraine. Tell us what Sunday you want to come on.
Okay. He said, I'll accept an invitation and in-depth 1 hour interview only if they show the entire interview. Black People Before Politics is making the public offer to give Marcus Griffin the entire show.
And every other city council member.
But him by himself.
But him by himself.
The whole show. And within that, you will have a whole hour. We will not take calls to interrupt you. You will not have commercial interruptions. You will get to say your piece. We will ask questions, and you'll get the answer and get your point of view out. You posted this yesterday at 4:19, which Saturday of June 2nd at 4:19, and at June 3rd, Sunday at 6:54, we are offering you what you are asking for. So for him,
there you have it.
So for all of those that are listening that know Marcus Griffin, tell him to check out the show and tune in to the 40-minute mark, and you'll hear this.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I said it on my Facebook page. He's welcome. You're welcome to come on the show. I mean, every city council member is welcome to. Since everybody want to talk in public now. Everybody want to be on motherfucking TV and make all these and make everything on Facebook and do all that stuff. Because before, when we was doing it, oh, don't do that. You're going to make the city look bad. We shouldn't be airing out our dirty laundry and all this other stuff. Okay, well, now that the mayor's indicted, everybody want to freely talk now, right?
Yeah, they're jumping ship real quick.
Well, I got a question, though, Damon. I know you remember, because I remember, several people, including Marcus, has said that they have blamed you and I, specifically, for Richard Thomas being in office. And then they followed up by saying, we knew he would do this. Now, if that is true, why weren't you prepared? Why weren't you challenging it from the beginning? Why did we have to get all the way to this point 2 years later for you to step up if you knew? Now, it'd be one thing if you did not know. But your thing is, y'all put him in office. We told you he would be like this. So you knew as an elected official and a thing of checks and balances that have the authority to balance and check him, you knew he would be like this ahead of time. Why weren't you more proactive in the beginning? Since you knew, because this is what you told us. It's our fault, and you told us.
But that does.
So you were right. But how complacent are you since you knew and told us that you didn't do anything?
You know what?
And that's not just to him. That's everybody who said that.
Well, and that's true. And the sad thing about it is, you have shown in your elected official capacity that you are powerless to do anything. All right. So and I also these same elected officials, Marcus, and I said it on Marcus' page. Show me what you done. Show me the letters who you wrote. Show me the letters that you wrote. Unfortunately, I could show you many letters I wrote you, right? I could show you many letters that I wrote the AG's office, the federal office, the district attorney. I could show you letters now, right? I could show you letters. I could show you videos. I could show you this, right? Show me what if you have done on those issues. You stood with the mothers. The city council members stood with the mothers of homicide victims. What have you done to change the policies? What have you done to make sure that these mothers got proper, that these families have proper investigations? What show us. See, it's not a fact to give political rhetoric and move forward. Show me. I'm from the show me state. Absolutely. Show me.
Absolutely. I
want to see. I don't want to see. I don't want to hear it anymore, right? I want to see, because I know what I've been through to get to this point, right? I want to know what you've done now, right? Because this happened because of the people. This happened because the people reached out to authorities, right? And were talking to the authorities at events and sidebars and barbecues and all that other stuff, because the people started putting the bug in authorities' ears, right? The only council person that I know that sent letters, official letters, was Andre Wallace, right? So if you're not, if you're not, who's the last two people in? Janice and Delia, right? All the other three, you got to show me what you done. You have to show me what you done, right? I don't want to see Facebook posts because really that's just showing me you're just jumping on the political bandwagon to suit your personal needs. But when it was time to really push forward, what have you done? Right? It didn't take till it didn't take till Roberta Puzo, right, to become city council president for her to call on the mayor to resign. She had more balls than Marcus.
It appears that Lisa does too.
No, Lisa got some balls.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
I just got it.
I'm gonna address. I want to address something else too, because
Lisa got balls.
Marcus and I think Lisa are upset about an article I wrote about Marcus when he was.
What is Lisa getting upset for? You ain't right about Lisa.
But listen. So just this goes for any candidate, not just Marcus. Here's a paragraph. So when a candidate is coming up for re-election, one of the most important things to consider is stop. Cynthia, you're wrong. At the press conference that Nas had, there were city council people standing at the press conference. Let's look at the video. They were there. We wouldn't allow them. Marcus and Roberta.
And Andre was there. We wouldn't allow them to speak.
And Roberta got upset because she wanted to speak.
Right, and Roberta wanted to speak, and she got upset. We wouldn't allow them to speak. Yes, they were there at that press conference.
I will post a picture and you can see. But again, this goes. Now, I just want you to see, because I was accused of unfairly beating up on the candidate that was running for office. But this should be said about any candidate. So when you're a candidate coming up for re-election, one of the most important things to consider is what has he or she done to deserve re-election. To serve the city is a privilege, not a birthright. It's a right you must earn. Once elected, if you do not do what's in the best interest of the people you serve, then you should lose that right. And I've asked a few taxpayer and citizens of Mount Vernon their thoughts on the candidate, and one thing was clear: a portion, not everyone, a portion of the residents of the city of Mount Vernon feel Marcus should not be reelected. Several didn't want to be quoted in the story, but they told me he must go, off the record. 3 residents, however, did voice their opinions and wanted to be quoted. One woman from Fleetwood side of town feels we deserve better. As citizens and taxpayers of Mount Vernon, we deserve a city council that is responsive to the people who elect them. Barbara DeGeorge shared with Black Westchester. This has not been the case, and Marcus is part of the old paradigm. Anyone who does not listen and respect the views of the community needs to go. That's just an example. I will post this article. Then I posted reasons why that he should not be, that should be taken in consideration before you cast your ballot. And one was the subpoena situation. As council president, they did what nobody else had done. They served subpoenas on the mayor and all the people because they finally invoked their subpoena power. But when the mayor and the whole administration decided they weren't going to appear, there was no recourse. So basically, it sums it down to, y'all sucker punched the mayor. Y'all knocked him down on his feet or whatever for a second. He got back up and hit you back, and y'all were like, oh, shit, he actually hit us. And then y'all didn't finish the fight. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel personally, not speaking for Black Westchester, speaking as a voter, and I have the right to say this because I voted in every election before I left and since I've been back. Every library trustee, every school board election, every election. I have the right to feel what I feel. And I feel that you as council president did not continue. And you were told by everybody, including your mentor, former Mayor Ernie Davis, you cannot start a fight if you're not prepared to finish the fight. And y'all started a fight, but y'all were not prepared to finish the fight. And when Andre Wallace wanted to go further, you handcuffed him by not giving him the permission that he needed from you as council president to take it to the next level.
Bam!
So that's what I said. That's what I said, and that's what I wrote, and I stand by what I said, and I stand by what you wrote. Yeah, okay, bring that too. But stand by. That might be possible. But anyway, no, but seriously, this is not, and this is like Damon says about other people, this is because I got love for you. This is because you my brother. Do we supposed to challenge and encourage each other? And I talked to you after I wrote the article and you got reelected. And I said that I hope you don't take it personal and you look at some of this as a critique so that you will do some of the things that you didn't do before. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm posting the article so everybody can see, I made an argument. I didn't totally trash you and call you out and just say things about you that weren't true. I made an argument what voters should consider before re-electing you. And that is my job as the media. You understand what I'm saying? To present those questions and have the people ask those questions and to present that. Now, you did get re-elected, and I give you your props for that. You understand what I'm saying? And I give y'all, especially Lisa, who is the council president, who I'm definitely, probably, permanently never going to be on her Christmas card list. But I give her credit for having, I won't use the word balls, having the courage.
Have the balls. She got more balls than Marcus.
The courage, the fortitude. She might get offended by the word balls. The courage, the fortitude.
Testicular fortitude.
The testicular fortitude.
He just said balls.
See, don't make a joke. But I'm serious, though. She had what it took to go to lead the council as council president, and no matter where she got influenced by, who might have gave her the idea, or if she came up with it by herself, but she led the council as president to adopt a resolution to actually move, in a powerful move, to transfer the renovation over to the county.
Big up for Lisa. Give her a hand clap. Big up for Lisa.
Now,
big up for Lisa.
Now, she always says when they do something good, I won't give them their props. She get props for that as council president. I know I'm still never going to be on your Christmas card list, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I give credit.
How can I get on her Christmas card list?
You know what? That's a conversation I'm not going to have. But anyway, no, but I've gotten on her about things that I disagree with. And I'm giving her props for something. And even though Marcus had some nasty words to say that I won't even get into all of that, I give them props for coming out 1-something in the morning to come meet with Kayla. You understand what I'm saying? Because, I had to get out of my bed, too, when somebody called me. Somebody called me like someone called y'all. And y'all came out, And even if we don't see eye to eye, they came out and they talked to him and they dealt with whatever they dealt with, and then they led to this resolution. You know what I'm saying? So I give them props for being there. I give the whole council props for passing this resolution, especially Lisa, who's the council president. And now I'm done.
Well, when the mayor vetoes it, they can override the veto, right?
I think they need a super and I
Do
need
they have
a super majority.
I think
Do they
need,
have it?
Yeah,
well,
they don't.
they had 4 vote and only one member wasn't there because she had to work.
Uh-huh.
I can't speak for Delia Ferguson. I refuse to speak for anybody else. But I believe that if it got when it gets vetoed, that
they have the super
they
majority.
will have the super majority.
Okay.
Exactly.
Which wait, super majority just needs to be 4, right? Or does it have to be all 5? Because 3 is to pass, a super majority would be 4, or does it have to be 5? I'm not clear on that.
Yeah, I'm
but
not
they
clear.
definitely got 4 votes. You know they got 4.
Wait. Mount Vernon only has 5 city council members?
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
like 7 like y'all, no.
Oh.
Yeah. And we have no districts like y'all.
Wow.
They represent their council persons at large. They're not districted like Yonkers. So I just wanted to say that because I get accused for never giving people their props. So that's something that gets props. But I'm also posting the link to the article I wrote. So people no, because I want people to read it for themselves and not go on what someone says.
Exactly.
I made an argument as a person in the media and as a voter of Mount Vernon on things that should be considered before you place your vote.
How long ago did you write this article?
Before the election. Was this last year's election? Yeah, before. So the council person just got sworn in. Janice and them just got sworn in this year, right? Damon.
No?
Janice and them got sworn in January, right? So the election was last year?
Last year.
Yeah, so this article came out. Actually, this article came out on the beginning of 2016. This article, when was it? I'll tell you exactly when it was. This article came out in September 11th, before the primary, just before the primary.
And he's still mad?
He's very upset. I pissed him off before, but his language, and out of respect, I'm not even going to bring that here unless he pushes it to that point. You know what I'm saying? Then I will talk about the whole discussion. I'll have a side, and I let him talk that day because that's the first time we've actually discussed it. And I seen the animosity. And let him get it off his chest a little bit. And I didn't want to sit there looking like 2 idiots arguing in front of Keela, who I'm trying to tell him, we can help you however you need us to help you. Why would he want to go to me if he see me acting like argument
Right,
publicly?
he forgot what his focus was.
Right. So anyway, that's enough of that. But that's the article I wrote. That's why he's a little upset. And according to him, that's why Lisa's upset. Lisa's been upset with me for a long time. So I guess this is an additional upsetness. So.
But why is she why is she up?
Well,
What?
she didn't need a reason.
All right,
if you're
you know
already
what?
mad
I'm
at
not even
somebody,
gonna-
if you're
I'm
already
not-
mad with somebody,
I'm not
you
even
don't
gonna
need
say
a reason
anything,
to be
man.
further mad
I'm
at them.
not.
So this is just one more reason to be mad.
How do you know
already mad.
Lisa's mad at you now?
Because when I walked up, she walked away. Oh, I ain't saying nothing around this guy. Oh, such and such, and she just walked off. Like
What-
she
but
walked
what-
up, jumped in the car and left. She pulled off. Like she wouldn't even stand there when I came. As I walked up, she left and made her. And then the person
That's nice,
the
man.
person who drove me, she told her that she wouldn't talk to her because she keeps company with me.
You
know what I'm
should.
saying?
Yeah. First of all,
They need to grow up in the city council.
Right. First of all, that's some real kid shit. Now we just bigged you up for doing something great, but we also gotta say that's some real. See, that's why the city looks like the way it looks because of kid shit like that. I want to keep it 100 because of kid shit like that.
Well, then both of them.
Oh, I don't want to talk to you because it is. I didn't want to. Listen, people gang. Yo, these
And I'm still
adults.
mad after 8
These
months.
adults in this city gangbang more than the gangs. Right? And they wonder why they can't fix shit in the city because they gangbang. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And just understanding that, the reality is outside of the county press, we the only real black media in town. Right? And utilize, for them to sit in the Democratic headquarters and tell everybody not to advertise with us, but Janice Duarte still did, and she won.
They mince words. Bam.
If Clyde Isley he would have beat Marcus. If he would have listened what people was telling
I
us.
actually agree. If he had done a little bit more, I think he might have won.
He would have won.
And when Marcus says, "If not me, then who?"
Clyde.
I would have voted for Clive. That's who I would. Clive. I would. That's who I would have voted for.
Clyde. You know, but it's sad because Clyde, you know, I mean Clyde, whatever. Anyway, but that's the kid shit, man. You know, we supposed to be we supposed to be grown adults. You know, oh, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that, and that's why the city look like shit. Because of attitudes like that. I said it. I ain't running for nothing, so I really don't care. Right? Nobody got to vote for me.
So here's the picture, just since we broke it up, and you can see elected officials: Roberta Apuzzo,
right?
Andre
They were
Wallace.
there.
And again, because Damon is a lot taller, you might not be able to see Marcus behind him, but you see the bottom.
Yeah, he's behind my goose.
Yeah, so he had the misfortune in the picture being behind.
He there,
Damon.
but he's behind my goose
Yeah,
though.
so you know, and I give them credit for being there because this was an issue that was important. You know, but you know what? That whole time, I will say, the one thing I do fault them for, at no point, it was 5 of y'all as a collective council, and y'all allowed Richard Thomas to turn this fight into a one-on-one fight with him and Andre. And then that's what the media and the public saw, a one-on-one fight. When I talked to y'all individually, y'all said y'all stand with Andre and y'all fighting for the same thing. But when it came to getting in front of the camera, the only thing people saw
was Andre
Wallace.
Dude.
And so Richard Thomas, who is very media savvy, was able to turn the toll into a one-on-one thing, saying he just wants my job.
Right.
And
they
put
allowed
dirt on
and
on
they
Andre
allowed
Wallace.
it. They allowed it.
And the council didn't stand forth as a united front to be like, no, it's not just Andre, it's all of us.
And not only that,
you know we all stand
when
up here.
Andre got threatened and called all type of homophobic slurs, right? The council immediately should have stood up as a council and denounced him. Not only denounced him, but demanded his resignation. But no, they left Andre to fight all that shit himself, right? You know, give credit where credit is due, because when Roberta became city council president, she did have a press conference. She did attempt to address everything.
At one time, she was damn near out there by herself.
Exactly.
She was out there. I know Andre had to work that day, but she was damn near out there by herself. It's only one person though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get ready. We get ready to get into my man.
We're going to get to him in a minute. We had a second guest that didn't appear, so we took extra time to have to further these conversations, because a lot of the callers, a lot of the listeners have been hitting us throughout the day in the last couple of days and wanted to hear if we were going to address any of this. So stay tuned to blackwestchester.com. I will be doing a piece tomorrow on the whole transfer and the renovation, you know, speaking more about the county executive's position and you know, the whole thing. And again, props to the council for passing the resolution. I'll have a big piece on that. And for all the other stories that's going on, any updates on the case, you can check blackwestchester.com. In this current issue, we put Richard Thomas on the cover, and it was to give, because so many people have been asking us, so really what's going on? So the cover story is Mayor Thomas versus the New York State AG's office, and it's a breakdown of everything that's happened, pretty much so, since the March 12th arrest of the mayor, the actions the mayor have, you know, him calling for investigation, Snyderman being accused and then stepping down, the mayor's office saying that the acting AG didn't have the power, all that, the the indictment from the grand jury. It's basically a update on everything that's going on to keep you going, keep you informed. Other good stories, Cynthia Turnquest Jones wrote a couple of stories. She gave a summer reading list, which I think is very important, because to encourage our kids to continue to read through the summer, especially us as a people. Yasmin Hurston, she wrote a piece welcoming marijuana while understanding social equality. Damon K. Jones wrote an interesting, very well put together article about the Janus decision. Cynthia event Let Girls Learn was also covered. And there's another piece, Joe Spezio, his illegitimacy as a police commissioner and putting a community at risk by Damon K. Jones. That's definitely a good read. So pick up this copy, June copy of Black Westchester.
It'll be everywhere by Friday.
Right. We and everywhere we put it, that's going. We will replenish those places. And anybody who you going and you can't all online, just hit us and I'll send you the digital copy. You can read it on your computer, your phone, your tablet, or whatever. Yeah. And anybody out of state, And also the number one thing to do, everybody's asking. Yes, we do subscriptions.
Right.
$25 to get it mailed to your house every month. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to look for it. So, get a subscription for you, get a gift subscription for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? We got people out of state that used to live in Westchester that will still want to know what's going on, and they they getting a copy. So, get the subscription. It's only $25.
And next month, it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a banger.
I wish I had like a drum roll.
Next month, the title story. Do we have a drum roll?
I'm looking. I don't think we have.
Oh man,
I was looking. I said I don't think we have one.
The title story will be next month. Joe Spezio, Deputy Commissioner, Trash Can Gangster, and confessed FBI informant. Okay. That's going to be on the cover of next month issue. I hope everybody, and if you know them, let them know it's coming, because we have been inundated by calls from people who that we're going to keep confidential, but who have sat down with us and gave us very documented information about the Mount Vernon Deputy Police Commissioner. And I hope y'all know in Mount Vernon, he's a confessed federal informant. And we have the proof. So, yeah. So
Isn't he an alleged arsonist as well?
Exactly. But we'll get into that in the article. We'll get into that in the article that's coming out next month. So be careful what you've been doing. Those have been taking orders from him, because he is a confessed FBI informant. So he just might be telling on you guys.
I like that one.
All right, so without further ado, we
got a guest coming in. Brother by the name of Troy Youngblood.
Youngblood, yes sir.
He is in the process of trying to open up a business in Mount Vernon, and has gotten pushback, and we will have him fill you in. First, let me give you a first time appearance round of applause.
Yes sir.
So, there is a building across the street from Advance Auto?
Is it Advance Auto?
Advance Auto. And I know y'all have seen a sign if you drove down Sanford Boulevard. It says Sanford Liquors coming soon.
That sign has been there for...
You got to pull the mic up to you?
Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
That sign has been there for a year and a half. And we were denied our liquor license based on a protest from the 5 closest liquor stores in Mount Vernon. And the State Liquor Authority has honored their protest. We went through all the necessary channels, from appealing to go to the state Supreme Court, and we were denied. Our last denial was about 3 weeks ago. And the truth be said, that there's $15 million in liquor sales being made within a mile of my store. Okay.
Wow.
There's only one liquor store in the city of Mount Vernon. There's about 8 to 10 liquor stores. There's only one liquor store that's black owned, and that's on East Lincoln. And so,
Is the black owner? I didn't know that was black owned.
Which one?
And is it? He said on East Lincoln.
yeah, Apricots, honey.
Yeah,
honey
they're not
Apricot.
part of that.
Oh,
They're not
they're
part
not-
of the thing.
No, they're not.
Right.
Okay, so they're not.
So the protesting liquor stores is Fairway. That's not even in Mount Vernon.
That's in Pelham Manor in the Dave and Buster parking lot.
Right.
There you go. Then you have Butchie's on 2nd Street and 4th Avenue. You have Colonial, that's on Sanford Boulevard and Columbus. And then you have 2 liquor stores on 3rd Street. You have Rico's, which is on 3rd Street at about 10th Avenue. And then you have Liquor Rush that's on 3rd Street in Columbus. All those stores have conspired to keep us out.
Okay, so are any of these store owners black or Mount Vernon residents?
None of them are black, and most of them are not Mount Vernon residents.
Okay.
Okay, particularly the real competition comes from Colonial, that's on Sanford and Columbus. Not only are they not from Mount Vernon, but the ownership is not even from the state of New York.
Wow.
So what I'm doing is I'm calling on the local public to boycott those stores. Okay, we're not going to do anything that's energetic. We don't want to have it set up where we stand in front of these stores and protest. Logic says that when you put a bunch of black males together, it's almost like it's a target for police to try to become brutal against us. So I'm trying to imitate Dr. King's approach when he created the bus boycott in 1955, to do it more passive, to just spend your dollars elsewhere. Every time the local population in Mount Vernon or in southern Westchester spends a dime there, you're basically supporting institutionalized racism and corruption.
Wow.
If these stores have taken a stance against me, I'm asking the public to take a stand against them. Just spend your money elsewhere.
Where would they go? I'm sorry.
Okay, there's other stores. They can go on the other side of Mount
They
Vernon.
go to Apricots and Honey.
There you go.
Don't listen.
And that's black owned.
And that's black owned. Don't shop in these liquor stores.
All you gotta do is go across White Plains Road in the Bronx.
That's it.
And I'm sure New Rochelle has a few.
There you
Okay.
go.
Now, brother, you
Yonkers has a few.
Are you born and raised in Mount Vernon?
No, I'm not. I'm originally from Harlem.
Okay, and how long you been living in Mount Vernon?
15 years.
15 years. Okay, great. So, but you
So you're a taxpayer.
You're
You're
a
not a
taxpayer.
resident.
I've been paying taxes for 15 years.
exactly.
And so, therefore, I paid my dues to be here. I wasn't.
Exactly.
I didn't come here by being born. You know, every day that I'm
Wait,
in Mount
is there a
Vernon-
liquor store in Prospect? Because I'm getting a few people saying the liquor store in Prospect
Was
just
sold.
changed ownership to
To Koreans. Oh, thank you, Kilo.
Yes. But they haven't protested us because the state liquor authority takes the 4 closest liquor stores, and literally it's 5 liquor stores, and so they honored their protest. When I think it's a front against the free enterprise system, where if you built a better mousetrap, you should be given the opportunity to present your case and let the public decide. You know, I believe that the state liquor authority is overreaching and they're too powerful.
Well, let me for the naysayers, for devil's advocate. So, why does Mount Vernon need another liquor store? And what will your liquor store bring us that we don't have any other ones?
Okay, first of all, we have a superior branding. We're located at 111 East Sanford Boulevard. Okay, and we're using Red Fox as our logo.
Oh,
As in
play on Sanford. Okay.
There's Sanford and Son versus Sanford Boulevard. So we automatically become a tourist attraction. So we just don't become just any other liquor store. You open your show using Malcolm X. You open it and end your show using Malcolm X. But Malcolm X had a phrase, by any means necessary. Okay? This whole Sanford project is going to lead to 100 full-time jobs. And so by any means necessary. You have 2 of the protesting liquor stores. They're nothing more than glorified crack houses. Butchie's on 4th Avenue is behind bulletproof glass. They're afraid of the people. Do nothing for the community. Liquor Rush on 3rd Street, again, afraid of the community. Okay? We're using alcohol as an economic engine and a driving force to create jobs. Okay? And then, being that I'm from Harlem, you raised the question. In Harlem, they have a lot of fish and chip restaurants. And so Seafood Soul is, we're going to put a restaurant right next to the liquor store. And we're going to parlay the Sanford's name. We're using Red Fox the same way KFC uses Colonel Sanders. We're going to brand this, and our test case is Mount Vernon. But this will eventually be a Wall Street concern, where all parties involved can invest in. Apple, Microsoft, they all had to start from someplace.
Right.
But we're being blocked from on high,
Right.
from the state authority. So I'm here telling everyone to boycott these local stores. And we're calling ourselves Operation Backfire, where the state liquor authority has allowed these stores to protest us. So we're telling the community, the buying public, to stay away from said stores. Then we also have a challenge against the state liquor authority. We believe that they're just too powerful. And when something is too big, it opens the door for corruption. And when you go to the hearing, I went to the hearing, it's in Harlem on 125th Street. You have one or two judges who are making a decision for the entire state of New York. We all know, I just turned 50 last month. We all remember AT&T when they were very powerful. Ma Bell. They were so powerful that they stifled innovation. Once the phone company was broken up,
to a bunch of baby bells, yeah.
There you go. Once they broke it up in the mid-'80s, it produces what we see now, the internet. Cell phones, GPSs. Okay, once something is too big and too strong, so the state liquor authority, I propose that they should be broken up into regional, just like how you said baby bells. They should be broken up regionally. The people that made decisions on whether or not I should be open or not never set foot in Mount Vernon. They can't make a decision. It's like watching a football game. The referee's making a call, but he did not see the actual play. So my challenge is this. For those who are politically inclined.
Sound like the LeBron James, Kevin Durant call.
There you go. There you go. So right there, life imitates art. Okay? So what I'm simply saying is, for those of us who are politically inclined, Mount Vernon is a Democrat city. Okay? We have a Democrat sitting in the county executive position, as well as a Democrat that's sitting in the state house. Okay? Every November you ask us to vote, we vote. They say that the Republicans never even request the black vote, and the Democrats seem to take our vote for granted. Now, to prove that statement, you have Governor Cuomo. The state liquor authority is the state. We lost our hearing with the state liquor authority. We lost our case with the state Supreme Court. Now I appeal to the voting public, particularly the people of color, to talk to the governor. He doesn't have to come down here, but he can send a representative. They can overturn this negative decision. There are 100 full-time jobs that lays in a balance. Okay, this wouldn't cost the state of New York one dime. Okay, this is an investment that I put in. And we got a little bit of press from the Journal News.
Yeah, I'm reading that now, actually.
Yes.
And Brenda posted it for everybody to read.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. She's a godsend. And so, therefore, we got some press, but I come to the black press. This is the first place where I feel like my voice can be heard. And there are 400,000 black people in southern Westchester alone. Okay? And the plight of the excuse that the liquor authority used was they're saying there's too many liquor stores in Mount Vernon, but that just doesn't make sense, and I'm just concerned.
Well, can somebody say too many churches in Mount Vernon and we can make a statement? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I digress.
You know what?
I digress.
I want to make this clear before, there's always distractors, right? I mean, we have to look at it. It's bigger than just liquor stores. I mean, everybody has a right to do whatever business that they want to do. But I think when you have I am appalled, and every black person should be appalled, because this is what I'm saying. This goes back to what I was saying before about the dysfunction of the city. We have allowed other people that have no interest in black people, no interest in the day-to-day operation of the city, but they want to suck the money blood out of the city. So when now a young black man comes around and says, "Look, all right, there's 4 or 5 liquor stores, so hey, I want to open up a liquor store too, right?" And then these liquor stores, fight him from opening up a liquor store instead of just allowing him to open up and may the best man win. But see, and that's the problem. you know, but we will go like fools and we will spend our money, you know, to these liquor stores, and they'll take that money and empower other communities, right? And they don't give a shit.
That's
and,
it.
and they don't give a shit about our communities.
And they don't put,
you know,
reinvest
Yep.
anything.
right? They don't reimburse us. They're not
Invest,
donating to nothing. You know, a kid get murdered. You don't hear nothing from these stores, right? You don't hear nothing from them. So it's bigger. So when we sit and we try to you know, make fun or try to dismiss the argument that this brother's saying, oh man, it's a liquor store. It's bigger than that. You know, it's black people having businesses. It's black people being able to have a business. And also, you know, I mean, you know, I think Black Westchester, we're going to get on it because we're going to call the liquor authority. It's like, you know, not only, you know, this is racist, you know, and we're going to quote whatever you got to say. We're going to quote you, but we're going to want to quote. You made a racist decision. You allowed others to make a decision on a black man trying to have a business without even proper investigating, you know, what's going on. So you know, and basically, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the liquor authority is a racist body for even doing this, and Fairway should be ashamed.
They shouldn't have nothing to do with what goes on in Mount Vernon.
And the National Office of Fairway should be called, you know, because they're stopping black businesses, and they're not even in Mount Vernon. See,
they want to take the money out of Mount Vernon, but they want to be outside the border of Mount Vernon so they can say, "Oh, we're not in Mount Vernon." You know.
But Roberta Apuzzo, she wrote a letter.
Well, I'm getting ready to. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get clear because I got to give Marcus Griffin props if this is right. According to a letter, this is the Journal News article in February. According to the letter signed by Councilman Marcus Griffin, the City Council practice of sending opposition form letters to the State Liquor Authority for new liquor licenses due to past approval of stores with bulletproof cashier windows that provide a lower class service to our residents. But Griffin wrote that Youngblood's outreach to the City Council has led for the City Council to discontinue their summary opposition to new liquor applications. Currently, applications are invited to meet with the City Council before the body sends a letter to support or objection. Now, this is the interesting. Now that we've studied Youngblood's application, Mount Vernon officials are saying that Sanford Wines and Spirits would be an attraction because of its association with situation comedy. We have been presented with a themed store that we think has potential for local, national, and an international draw, Griffith wrote in his letter submitted by Sanford to the court. And according to court papers, Youngblood invested $60,000 of his own money and borrowed $89,000 to prepare for the store opening. Now, did the council for? It seems like Marcus Griffin was for you. Was the council collectively in favor of this?
Okay, we have a two-pronged answer there.
Okay.
At first, there was a form letter that was created.
Hold on all calls. Give me a few minutes before and call back. Go ahead.
Okay. There was a form letter that was created that the State Liquor Authority carried a lot of weight to. Okay? I understand that letter was consistent with every single applicant that applied for a liquor store. But I was the only applicant that met with the City Council because the State Liquor Authority used it as like a hammer, one of the hammers to deny my license. But it was always a state issue. Once I met with the City Council, I have to admit that it was a little frustrating in the beginning, but a couple of critical members did step up. They wrote a much more favorable letter. Then when I appealed in that October, the State Liquor Authority just poo-pooed it like it was nothing. When it was against me, when the letter was against me, it was as if it was the OJ knife or something like that. But then once we had this new letter, they dismissed it as if it meant nothing. So now, when we went to the state Supreme Court, we were using a term called Article 68. Excuse me, Article 78.
78.
Okay, yeah. And that's a term arbitrary and capricious, and we brought that up. My lawyer made an excellent case, showed all the flaws in their argument, and yet they still denied us. Therefore, the problem begins and ends with the state. That's why the onus was always on Governor Cuomo to step in. He has to step in and overrule. These are 100 jobs in the balance, 100 full-time jobs dozens of part-time jobs, and he's fiddling while Rome is burning. Okay? I come here to plead for help. Right now, I told everyone this is a Hail Mary pass. We didn't get justice in the court system, but now we're trying to get justice from the court of public opinion. The first step in the whole game plan is to stop supporting those liquor stores. Then you use your vote as leverage in November. If Governor Cuomo is worthy of your vote, if you vote the straight Democratic ticket, then you have to have Governor Cuomo or someone from his office come in and overrule this negative decision. Then they have to
pull the mic a little bit closer,
and they have to overrule this negative decision. Okay, so somebody from his office has to come down, because that's where it lays now. Okay, he can't be a figurehead. He has to weigh in on this issue. And I understand that there are powerful people who listen to your show. Some people have been on your show, that they can reach out to the governor, or they can come down to my liquor store and they can see my business plan. I'm located at 111 East Sanford Boulevard. You can come anytime. The store is already fully built out, and we're waiting to stock it with alcohol. Okay, it's going to be a revenue producer. And as I took the temperature of the community, my original game plan was to hire half the people. Half the work population would be from Mount Vernon, and then the other half could be from everyone else. But when I was circulating the petition, on my 49th birthday was the first day of my petition, April 27th, 2017. I got to know the people, and I revamped my game plan, and I determined that I was going to have 90%, a minimum of 90% of the people from Mount Vernon, to at least give them a chance at some employment.
Well,
okay?
let me ask you two questions. I want to talk about the 100, because I know they see your storefront and they be like 100 jobs. It don't look like 100 people could work in there. So how's that possible? And also, what you brought up earlier, someone just sent me, actually Brenda sent an excerpt from the article. The board members cited a letter from City Council President Roberto Apuzzo as the reason for their denial. The board members also told applicant Troy Youngblood that it's rare for a City Council President to write the State Liquor Authority in opposition to an application. So I wanted you to speak on that, and then the 100 jobs.
Okay, the rarity, but if it's a form letter, how could it be rare? If it's a consistent form letter, if you did your homework and you could see, because my lawyers, I have a team of lawyers, and we looked over the form letters that were created from maybe the last 4 or 5 applicants. It's the same exact letter that has been written, okay? So
But in letter in opposition? Or?
Yes, letter in opposition.
Okay, because you're saying it's rare for
Yeah.
them to send a letter of opposition. Okay.
But yet I knew that that letter was consistent. But when we went to the State Liquor Authority, they claimed it was rare, but that was as common as breathing. So right there, that was a pretext, okay? And so the 100 jobs is the entire project. That's 100 jobs. The liquor store may produce anywhere between 10 to 15 jobs, because there'll be 2 shifts, and we'll be delivering the alcohol as well. But then
wait. You can have alcohol delivered? You can call up and have it delivered?
Shoot.
Yeah, let me get it.
Would
Let
you
me get
deliver
it.
the booster?
Let me
We will deliver.
let me get some Hennessy and then some Ciroc
A little bit
on
of
South
Patron.
7th Avenue.
Thank
yeah.
you. And so we built a better mousetrap. But then the store right next to it, which is a parking lot right there, what we're going to do is the liquor store that I have now is 1,650 square feet. The proposed restaurant is going to be 3,000 square feet, and we're going to take the parking lot, and that's going to be turned into a sidewalk cafe in the spring and summertime.
So where will people
Don't
park?
you need parking, though?
So where will people park?
No,
Right.
it's street parking, okay, and then the street parking area. But we're going to use that, and that's going to be our hook in the fact that a sidewalk cafe. And so, in essence, it gives us a uniqueness right there. It brings the people in. The sales tax revenue alone is a driving force, because if the Colonial can generate $5 million a year,
$5 million?
they generate.
Which one is
$5
Colonial?
million. Colonial is on Sanford Boulevard in Columbus.
Well, that's
And-
why they don't want you there. Okay.
Exactly. They're scared to death. The numbers are there. Mount Vernon is 4.4 square miles. The population is 70,000 people. 60% of the population is African American, which represents 42,000 African Americans. Okay, and the majority of them are on the south side of Mount Vernon. So when we did our homework and we did our business model, we knew that we were going into the sweet zone. Okay, we knew that we would face opposition, but we didn't think it would be like this. Nothing on paper denies me the liquor license. Nothing in my background. My finances are strong. I have a business mind. I'm a business consultant. I've advised businesses to get in, but I chose to invest my money because I saw that this was the best target that I could go for. And so, and then this is also fulfillment that, you know, once you see an opportunity, hey, you go for it. And so the restaurant itself could employ anywhere between 30 to 40 people per shift. Okay? And so we'll have wait staff, we'll have everything. So in essence, we'll be full service, and then we'll have another store right next to it. It'll be a sweet shop. So we got 100 full-time jobs that we're paying real money. And then there'll be dozens of part-time jobs for people who have jobs already, but they're just simply underemployed. Now, every time for those who choose to ignore this boycott and choose to go there, well, you ask Colonial for a job. None of their employees live in Westchester County. So if you choose to still spend there, you ask them for a job and see if they give you a job.
But so people are going to be able to buy a bottle of liquor and then go sit down and drink it out there, hanging out? That sounds a little bit crazy.
No. A liquor store is this. A liquor store has rules. Okay, when you have a retail liquor store, you can't provide a place for people to sit. They must buy and go. Okay. Now, a bar or a restaurant can't buy anything to go. You must sit there and consume it. So there's different rules for each one. But we're going to use the same name, brand it out, and we're going to use the business model throughout the country. So that's basically how it is. So it'll be one entity, but there'll be two separate rules based on the restaurant and the liquor store. Some people may just want to buy and go, while others may want to sit down and have a level of fine dining.
Well, you know, and it's when you talk about every time you spend $1 at Colonial or wherever, there's a saying that I keep seeing everywhere. Every dollar you spend or don't spend is a vote you cast for the world that you want.
Thank you. Very well said.
It wasn't by me. It's credited to L.N. Smith.
He said it wasn't by me. He was saying it like he was dropping some super knowledge.
in his book, Survive Over Disney 2011. That's who's credited
plus
for.
You have to reinvest in your community. Most businesses that do business in the black community that are not black owned, it's almost like they just take the money out.
So wait, let me stop you. So you got a couple of people that said, you know, sounds great, Troy. And that person also said, keep speaking into the mic again. But he said, which leads to a text that I received. This guy needs an article in the Black Westchester paper on the front page.
I was thinking he should buy a whole page ad.
God bless him. And we hinted at that. And that
I got a text saying, what I got to do to be on the front page? I did get that text.
Thank you. And that's what we need. We need to bring attention to the buying public, because you vote with your dollars. If we can't get justice within a court system, then we're going to have to use dollar diplomacy. The blueprint was laid out by Dr. King. He did it over an entire city. These 5 liquor stores should be nothing. Okay? It should be easy pickings, and then we need to talk to our politicians.
You got another question real quick, and this is from Louise Cherico. She says, so no liquor license for the restaurant?
Everything was bet. The biggest bet I placed was on the liquor store. Okay, and so I was going to use the liquor store as a cash cow to finance the restaurant. Okay, I didn't think I would face this type of resistance. So the biggest bets were placed for the liquor store, and knowing that how huge this market was, that was going to finance the liquor store. I didn't think I would face this type of resistance. So when I'm being blocked, it just creates a whole gridlock situation.
Why don't you do what a lot of other people do? I mean, somebody said put him on the front page, but you should get a whole page ad.
And that's what
in the paper and expressing everything that's going on.
Just so you know, he's contacted me about the price for the full page. He's contacted me already.
Thank you. And
he already has the ad rates.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so cool. See, I'm trying to help you. You know how
I appreciate that. Always trying to generate revenue.
Have to do a series of it. We may have to do a series of them, not just one page.
No problem. Now, listen. I want to, in the fairness of time, what I want to do, I want to give you so people listening that want to support you in whatever way, how do they contact you? Is there a Facebook page? Is there an email? Is there social media? Who they contact?
I can give you my cell phone number, 914-523-7455.
One more time.
914-523-7455.
So, and that's for people that want to, because a couple of people are saying it sounds like a good idea. They sound like
People are saying boycott.
People are saying boycott.
Mhm.
My brother TV said something, but he left us saying, he left us saying he's getting ready for the Cavs game. But before that,
Somebody said, "You got my help, brother."
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, a couple of people said that.
Yeah.
So they're showing support. There's some
Yes.
people that are actually interested. And Lat George said that's dope, Marcus, when I read about what Marcus wrote. So
Yeah,
I'm giving him props.
He
again.
stepped up. He stepped up. Of the
So
city
I'm
council
giving him
member,
credit where credit is due.
it was a little frustrating dealing with the city council because it seemed like they didn't understand my business plan. They had a different issue that caused me to lose it a little bit. You know, they were using an argument of morality, and I just felt like that was not a viable argument in this day and age, that another liquor store in Mount Vernon. So some of the city council members who did oppose it, some of them are no longer on the city council. There's others who I'm not going to be in their Christmas list either, but I had to speak my mind because I invested too much. Everything that you've heard in that ad, as far as what I spent, it was an underreport. You know, I've spent much more than that because I'm not scared to spend money.
It said, is there an email that you can be reached at or something?
Yes, you can email me at troy@thaiassociates.com. My primary business is I'm an income tax preparer. I've been an income tax preparer for 23 years. You can be reached at troy@tyassociates.com. You can send that. And then we also have some websites that we have, but they're under wraps. We didn't want to release the Sanford's website until we actually were in business. So I have a web designer who is working on the sites and filling it with content.
We need to get you some social media too.
Yeah, I'm behind the times there.
We need to get you some social media.
So
Facebook,
that's why,
because the rest it needs a Facebook page at least. Go ahead.
I want to say, everybody that's listening, that supports this brother and supports what he's saying, you could call the New York State Liquor Authority. It's 518-474-3114.
And go to your next city council meeting and say you're in support of it.
Yeah, and 518-474-3114. And the question is, why are you keeping black liquor stores out of a black community? And that's the question. Yeah, you want to know. That's the question. You want to know why. Why are you fighting black businesses? Black liquor businesses.
What's that number again?
In black, it's 518-474. Right. 3114. Or they have the council's office. Right. 518-474. Oh, it's the same. It's the same one. 3114. Yep.
Let me interject. This is a state-run agency, so it's over the head of the city council. The state liquor authority is against it, so we should go to the state.
No, this is the state number.
But the Governor Cuomo in his office, okay, they're already against it. You can do that, but our target should be Governor Cuomo.
Oh, okay. That's not a problem. Here's Governor Cuomo's number.
Thank you.
Let me
He is good.
It's not, it ain't a problem.
Well, what are you going to do if they say absolutely no after you invested all that money? What are you going to do with the...
Okay, we have a bunch of Plan B businesses. Right now, I have a chess club that's going in now. So if you go by 111 East Sanford Boulevard, you can see a sign. Chess club. We may put some other retail location there.
Would you still do the restaurant if you can't do the liquor store?
The restaurant was too cost prohibitive. I cannot do the I cannot do the restaurant. At least not now. I've been scouting out other locations for other businesses on Sanford Boulevard. I'm in works of talking with some, and I have some architects and some contractors that are looking at other businesses, that we're not just a liquor store person, but I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Good for you.
And I'm bullish on the boulevard. I think Sanford Boulevard...
Yay. Good for you.
I think Sanford Boulevard is an excellent corridor. And I see nothing but good things on Sanford Boulevard, from the beginning to the end. Okay.
And another listener said, one said, the same person, If it isn't black, it's whack. Shut them all down to the liquor stores, and we must back our own who pay city tax.
I love it. How DMX says it: stop, drop, shut them down.
Open up shop. Yep.
This is what we're talking about. Darkman X. Our money, dollar diplomacy. Let's show them that our power. They're here for our money because they don't care about us. They only want you for your money. I live in Mount Vernon.
Absolutely. I know we're coming to the end of the show soon. I want to thank you for coming. I definitely wanted to follow up on Black Westchester in the paper and on the website.
Yes.
And we're going to look into the situation and make a few phone calls and see if we can get some answers on why, if there's a reason for it other than, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
But they do that. The liquor authority does do that. If several other liquor stores say, "Oh, it's too close to our proximity; it's going to hurt our business," they deny them, because that used to happen when I was in the council in Yonkers.
Didn't a new liquor store just open up on Gramerton?
Yes, but
in the time that you've been trying to open?
Yeah, about 2 liquor stores opened up in a time, but they're very small. And I'm a mile away from all the liquor stores.
But how are they not on Gramerton? How are they not a threat to anybody else? Because they'll stop everybody from that side of town from coming to that side of town and take that money away from them.
What happens is this. I'm a mile away from all the competitors except for Colonial. I'm a half a mile. Now, if you take the Mount Vernon population, it's 70,000 people in Mount Vernon. But if you go into the Bronx, the zip code is 10466. There's 70,000 people there as well. But that zip code exists over 2.0 square miles. So it's 70,000 people there, but you have 2 liquor stores that are across the street from each other on White Plains Road. Mm-hmm. If you go to 241st and White Plains Road, there are 2 liquor stores that are diagonal from each other. But yet I'm at least a half a mile from all the competitors, yet you're saying it's a state-run agency. Now, if you say territorial rights, when I did my research on a liquor store, the rules were that you couldn't be within 200 feet of a school or church. It did not declare a distance from one liquor store to the other. I would have never violated it. There was nothing in writing that said I could not open up a liquor store even across the street from another liquor store. There's nothing in writing. Had it been put in writing, and that's my argument. If you had an issue, put it in writing, and I would never violated it. You're using it as a judgment call. It's a challenge to the free enterprise system, and that's my challenge.
Well, I definitely applaud you. I definitely support you. I'm definitely going to.
That's right, brother.
We're gonna
Keep
look.
Up the fight.
We're gonna look into this, and we have to. We as black people, as black and brown people, we have to support our own businesses. We're the only communities, black and brown are the only communities where every other nationality can come into your community, make any money, do whatever they want, and then take the money back out of your community. Try opening up a store in Chinatown or Little Italy something, and I guarantee you won't be there. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So, but you can go to any black and brown community, open another liquor store, another bodega, another Chinese food store, another hair salon selling weaves, nail place. Koreans doing your nails and your feet. They can come through, and then they take that money outside of your community. They don't invest anything in your community. They don't live in your community. You know what I'm saying? So they have no vested interest in your community. So they do. And you see that like on 4th Avenue, case in point. One of the biggest problems is those stores not cleaning up in front of their stores. And, there's nothing for, like, we were when I was in Harlem, I had a shop in the Mart 125, across from the Apollo.
Yes.
We had to be open at a certain time. We had to keep the area in front of us clean. Mm-hmm. We had to do this. We had to do this. We had to do this.
Yes.
You went down 125th Street by 10 or 11. Every business was open. Yes. Every gate had to be up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You go to 4th Avenue, you can have your gate down for 2 weeks and still the gate, trash in front of it. There's no whatever. There's no what's conduct? What's it? Code of conduct? There's no. That's your favorite
protocol.
thing.
There's no code of conduct in the black community.
Right. So businesses can come in, do whatever they want, and then just leave, and they take the money out. So we're supporting those other communities when they don't have kids in in their schools. They don't have no vested interest at all.
Thank you.
So, anyway, I say, Brown black community, we have to support our own and really support our own. Because, you know, if there's a black, I always said this, there's a black deli and a white-owned deli, and you go get a bag of Wise potato chips from the black deli and say it was open a little bit, you know, a little had slit, and your chips were flat. You would go back, you would give the black man grief, and you would tell everybody, don't buy the potato chips there because the chips were flat. But the white man, you would take that same bag, go, hey, my bag was flat, these are open, and you would gladly accept another bag, and you wouldn't have a problem, and you wouldn't badmouth that store, and you would continue to support that store.
Yes.
But that's what we do to each other in the black and brown communities.
Yes.
We have to support our own businesses, and then other people can't come in and do what they want.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? We need to reinvest our dollars. A black community is the only place where the black dollar doesn't regenerate itself, or doesn't recirculate itself. You know what I'm saying? In other communities, the dollar recirculates itself 10, 15 times.
I agree.
The black dollar goes in the black community, goes right back out a half an hour later.
And that's what
you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
That's what leads to the unemployment. We got to just address these issues. Unemployment, underemployment, okay, poverty. We got a winning formula for Mount Vernon, but the bureaucrats are blocking us, and we need help from the public. The buying public, you need to dollar diplomacy.
And if you have any comments, contact blackwestchester.com, blackwestchester@gmail.com, or leave us a comment on the website, or on the page, on the People Before Politics radio page, or the Black Westchester Facebook page, and we will address all of that. I thank the brother for coming. I respect your battle, your challenge.
Yes, sir, bro. Whatever we can do.
You know what I'm saying? And like Damon said, it's not even about another liquor store. It's about a black business from a black man who lives in Mount Vernon and is a taxpayer. You understand what I'm saying?
It goes deeper than that,
yeah. But this is the dysfunction of the city. I mean, this is the second black-owned business, right, that we have talked to, right, that's having problems with a black-governed city. You know, I mean, when you're talking about Library Square, which is taking on all that responsibility, you know, and giving back to the community, and they're having a problem with doing what they're supposed to do.
And black people are questioning them the way they wouldn't question any of those white developers.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. And it's crazy because, you know, after the forum, you know, I was just like, you know, some things that was coming out of some people's mouths that I thought, you know, I was just like, you know, I'm just embarrassed for my people, man. I'm embarrassed that we're just so caught up in a box that we don't see the big picture, you know, and what's going on, and when, you know, and even I can't think of his name, one of the partners, Marvin Church's wife, when she stood up and she Diana. Yo, let me tell you something. Well, what she said was so unique. She said, look, black communities are always used to subpar development, right?
Thank you.
And y'all are sitting here arguing, you know, about keeping a building up that has black mold and asbestos, right? And we wonder why our kids are falling behind school because of the issues. Because you have children growing up in buildings that are subpar. They're breathing in black mold. They're breathing in asbestos, and they're coming up with with learning problems because of the environment that they're growing up with. And those are studies that are facts. Mm-hmm. So we sit here and we continue to allow people that don't look like us give us subpar development and projects, but then we fight people that look like us that's giving us the high quality development projects and businesses. Is you know, I mean, it's just straight up self fucking hate.
They beat up. They ask for more. They're more critical of Black Westchester than they are of Low HUD and News 12, who, and I have friends in both locations, but they primarily don't have our best interests at heart, and they're telling of the stories of us.
Yes,
you understand what I'm saying? And you require more of us, and you ask us on a level that you won't even challenge them on. You know what I'm saying? Or the Mount Vernon Inquirer, no disrespect, because they gave us all their racks, the bottom of all their racks, which I still give them props.
Yes.
But it's owned by a white man that doesn't live in Mount Vernon. He lives in Pelham. I mean, no disrespect. He does a good job. He's been doing it for a while. And that's no disrespect to him. But you challenge us more than you challenge others. And then, you know, it's just like it's self-hate. Like we don't support each other.
Yes.
Financially.
Yes.
And then when you do come, it's funny because a lot of white businesses and politicians said, what's the price? And have written checks. And I've had black politicians try to get full-page ad for a half-page price. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, yo, brother, can I get a hookup?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but you don't ask Low HUD for a hookup.
Thank you.
When the black politicians, you don't go to Low HUD and say, yo, can I get a hookup? You know what I'm saying? You take that ad out.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we have to support each other.
You're a black business, too.
Huh? Yeah, black business. We have to support each other.
Thank you.
And then what'll happen is, you know, me and Damon we'll hook up everybody we know, and then we won't be able to stay in business, and they'll be like, yo, what the hell happened to Black Westchester?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But, yeah, y'all didn't support it when it was out.
Thank you.
And there's been a couple of other black papers that have come out that y'all haven't supported. Well, that's our time, and we appreciate everybody for coming through. And as always, you could be doing anything else, but you decided to ride with us. So we greatly appreciate you. This is Black Westchester Presents the People Before Politics radio show on intermixradio.com. Until next week, peace. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow on WVOX 11 to 12, the Black Westchester Power Hour. Yeah.
Peace.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.